Good morning, Ron, Dave, and Pat. This is the news for Tuesday, April 22nd. Condolences from around the world have been offered to the Vatican after the news that Pope Francis had passed away yesterday. Here in the United States, President Donald Trump called the late Holy Father, quote, a good man that loved the world. Former President Joe Biden, the nation's last Catholic president, said Pope Francis was, quote, one of the most consequential leaders of our time. Vatican correspondent Colin Flynn spoke to News Nation about what comes next.
The Vatican have announced today that tomorrow a group of Vatican officials and cardinals will meet to discuss and start to arrange the papal and state funeral. Because remember, not only is this the funeral of a spiritual head of 1.4 billion people, but the Vatican being an independent nation state, it's also a state funeral. So you have protocol and all of that, and other heads of state will be invited to it. So that organising of that officially will begin tomorrow, and then we will have around 9 days of mourning. Officially, the protocol at the Holy See is you have 9 days to let the dust settle, to let the shock set in.
Flags in the U.S. will be flown at half-mast today out of respect for the death of the Pope. In other news, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth's job appears to be safe for now. Reports emerged over the weekend that Hegseth had sent airstrike information to his wife, brother, and lawyer over the app Signal. This is the second time reporting has come to light that high-level government officials, including Hegseth, used the app to discuss potentially classified material. Yesterday, the White House denied reports that President Trump was thinking about firing the defense secretary, calling such reports fake news. Harvard University is suing the Trump administration in an effort to block the government from freezing funding to the school. Yesterday, the Wall Street Journal reported that the Trump administration is planning to pull an additional $1 billion in funding from the university. The White House had previously said it was freezing over $2.2 billion in contracts and grants after failing to meet demands, including eliminating DEI programs. Meanwhile, the IRS is looking at taking away the tax-exempt status from Harvard. And Justice Samuel Alito is speaking out against his Supreme Court colleagues for a ruling that temporarily halts deportation flights under the Alien Enemies Act. Alito sent out his dissent after the High Court agreed to block any additional flights that would deport migrants to a prison in El Salvador. Alito said the court issued unprecedented and legally questionable relief without giving lower courts a chance to rule, without hearing from the opposing party, and without providing any explanation. The justice said he refused to join the court's order because there's no good reason to think it was needed or appropriate. I'm Matthew Handley. Now back to Morning Offering.